Now, you see this thing we call inflation. Inflation will drop by mid-May. But then again, it will rise up at the end of July and then go down in the first week of October till the year end. So the thing will go like this. But the president is doing well, quite frankly. He will try.
But is inflation here to stay?
Inflation is here to stay, but we had some mixed news in the numbers yesterday, and I can take you through it. But yeah, Joe Biden is all over this because he knows this is the defining issue in the midterm elections and his control over the Senate and the House.
Steve, do you have charts?
I have a few.
Could you please?
All right, so let's start at charts. So look, there was mixed news yesterday, and we can start with the good news, which is inflation may have peaked.
Do you believe that?
Interesting.
I think I would put 3 lines under may, but yeah, I think it's possible. I think it's possible partly because you're getting better and better yearly comparisons. So let's be clear.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So you can see, if you see that little turquoise circle on the first chart in the upper right corner, that inflation actually did dip down a little bit last month from 8.5 to 8.3. Economists were actually hoping for slightly better, but it is the first dip in quite a while, and so it does raise the possibility of it having peaked.
The president of the Minneapolis Federal Reserve, Neil Kashkari. Good morning, Neil. Inflation.
Good morning, John. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Okay, everybody wants to know, inflation still hot? What does it look like to you?
It's very concerning. You know, we keep getting inflation readings, new data that comes in as recently as this past week, and we keep getting surprised. It's higher than we expect, and it's not just a few categories. It's spreading out more broadly across the economy. Just at its basic level, inflation is when demand is outstripping supply. We know supply is low because of supply chains, because of the war in Ukraine, because of COVID. We hoped that supply would come online more quickly. That hasn't happened. So we have to get demand down into balance. Now, I talked to a lot of global businesses who are trying to get their supply chain sorted out so that they can meet their customers' needs and make sure that there are products on the shelves. They're making some progress. There's some signs it's getting better, but it's taking a lot longer than they thought and that I thought.
California's inflation relief payments start going out, so everyone wants to know who is eligible and quite possibly how much they could be getting.
Yes. Today, up to 23 million Californians could start seeing payments of up to $1,050 into their bank account. This would be through for people receiving it through direct deposit. You can take a look at your TV screen to see who is eligible. In order to qualify for relief payment, you must have filed a 2020 tax return by October 15th of last year, have been a resident of the state for at least 6 months, and meet certain income requirements. So let's say if you're a married couple making $500,000 or less, you will qualify for a payment ranging anywhere from $400 to, as I mentioned, $1,050. The closer you are to that $500,000 threshold, the smaller your relief payment.
Good afternoon. Yesterday, I spoke with both Senator Schumer and Manchin and offered my support for a historic agreement to fight inflation and lower costs for American families. It's called the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. Experts, even some experts who have criticized my administration in the past, agree that this bill will reduce inflationary pressures on the economy. Here's how it works. First, the bill finally delivers on a promise that Washington has made for decades to the American people. We're giving Medicare the power to negotiate for lower prescription drug prices. It invests $369 billion to secure our energy future and to address the climate crisis, bringing down family energy bills by hundreds of dollars by providing working families tax credits. It gives folks rebates to buy new and efficient appliances, to weatherize their homes, and tax credits for heat pumps and rooftop solar. Now look, I know it can sometimes seem like nothing gets done in Washington. I know it never crossed any of your minds, but the work of the government can be slow and frustrating and sometimes even infuriating. Then the hard work of hours and days and months from people who refuse to give up pays off. History is made. Lives are changed. If the House passes this bill, I want to thank Speaker Pelosi. I think she's going to get it done for her leadership here. It has the added benefit of creating tens of thousands of additional good-paying jobs. lowering inflation. I hope that the House is going to pass this bill today. My plea is, put politics aside. Get it done. We need to lower the cost of automobiles, appliances, smartphones, consumer electronics, and so much more. And you can't do it. All of these things are powered. Almost everything in our lives is powered by these semiconductors and tiny computer chips the size of a fingernail tip. Look, we should pass this today and get moving. So pass it. Pass it for the American people. Pass it for America.
Bro.Osi I am your own. I am your own. Till the day you will come. Jesus, I am your own. I am your own. I am your own. Till the day you will come. Jesus, I am your